So Cloughjordan Community Farm has been around for over 10 years, since about 2008, 2009. It took a little while to get started because we crowdfunded to get it going. It feeds about 80 families in Cloughjordan, the vast majority of their vegetables, especially in summer and autumn, and there's a constant supply all year round. So we're a 12-month CSA. It's in an eco-village. The land is in an eco-village. 2/3 of the members would be from the eco-village. 1/3 are from the town of Cloughjordan, or the region of Cloughjordan. And it's a mostly vegetable farm, and has been. We also have some fruiting bushes, have had some animals over the years, have some agroforestry integrated as well. And so it's just a really good way to access local food and to have a say in how food is produced in our community. So the inspiration for Cloughjordan Community Farm really came from a group of people who were coming together anyway to try and live differently, share more resources, be as efficient as possible with their resources. They also wanted, as part of that, to have the food production as something that we shared, that we worked on together. So because people were coming together to form an eco-village, forming a community-owned and operated farm as part of that was a next step. So CSA stands for Community Supported Agriculture, and what's specific about CSA and which makes it different to box schemes or farmers markets and so on is that you share the risks, rewards and responsibilities of production. So it's not a case of turning up at a farmers market and buying whatever's there. It's a question of being involved in the process from beginning to end. So you have a say and you pay up front. So whatever scale is produced is produced. If there's a tough year, you get a little bit less. If there's a good year, you get more, but you always get a stable set amount. So that's kind of what's specific about a CSA. It's more of a partnership between the producers and consumers. Different CSAs have different levels of engagement, different types of ownership. Our CSA in Cloughjordan is member owned and operated. So the members hire farmers really to farm the land for us, and then we have a say and we contribute in various ways to the production.
Cloughjordan Community Farm is set up to address a number of challenges: food security and regional resilience. Food security, we're dependent on very long supply chains that are vulnerable to shocks or disruptions, either political, environmental or social, but also the need to build resilient food webs or resource webs in our regions that can provide sustainable routes to market, livelihoods and meaningful work in our regions. So I'd say that our farm is addressing both of these at the same time, ensuring food security and through supporting the access to food in our region, regional resilience.
So Cloughjordan Community Farm has a lot of kindred organisations that we work with and that we share ideas and practices with. In Ireland, we have a strong relationship with the Food Sovereignty Movement, which means Talamh Beo. So Talamh Beo are the Irish version of the Land Workers Alliance, or Via Campesina. So it's an organisation focused on a sort of a people and planet friendly approach to farming and food production. So Talamh Beo will be strong partners. We also work well with NAHhaft, which is the National Organic Training Skills Net. We have a good relationship with OGI, the Organic Growers of Ireland. The main one, I suppose, in some ways, is the CSA Network for Ireland, and then at the European level, Urgency. So Urgency are the European representation of the CSA network in Europe. So and then we have good relationships with other organisations who get involved in our Feeding Ourselves conferences and the like. So we try to bring in as many Irish kind of farming organisations and food organisations as we can, and then connect up with similar organisations in Europe.
Well, the Cloughjordan Community Farm operates as a cooperative. We're a community enterprise that we want to try and spread out the responsibilities over a bigger group of people. So we use quite dynamic governance processes. We have 4 or 5 domains: the production on the farm, the volunteering, education, and our new open food hub, which is reaching a bigger market. So some of our biggest difficulties in the 10 years of Cloughjordan Community Farm is always getting the subscribers to guarantee that they're going to pay for at least 6 months, maybe a year. And in a village of a scale of Cloughjordan, you can quite easily get to a certain level and not reach any more. So how we've addressed this is we're just starting now with the Open Food Network to put in place a virtual farmers market that will reach a much bigger community. We're reaching out to our whole region in Tipperary and to ensure a route to market for other producers, but also a way that consumers can get access to good healthy food. So we're setting this up now, our Open Food Hub, as part of the farm in the We Create Enterprise Centre. Well, the community farm is ultimately supported by its members. We pay a subscription up front, and for that we get a delivery twice a week to the distribution point to give us our vegetables. Now, we need to think beyond that sometimes for fundraisers, to maybe put in a new bit of infrastructure or to buy right now a new tractor. So we sometimes do additional fundraisers or what we call loan stocks with our members. So our members might give us a loan that we'll pay back. But we've also been really lucky that Ireland has a really good social finance institution called Community Finance Ireland. And they have given us good loans and terms. So we've got a number of ways to support our community supported agriculture, but these things should be dependent on its members ultimately, and that's who pay for everything. The farmers' wages and all the inputs to the farm come from the member subscriptions.
Hello, I'm Torben. I'm the farmer here in Cloughjordan Community Farm together with Rebecca. We grow food here for our members. It's a CSA, and yeah, I've joined here in the summer. I come from a dairy farm and I'm passionate about all things plants. Yeah, we've 80 members in our CSA. We grow all year round, and crops ranging from our root crops to our polytunnel salads. And yeah, we have a team of 8 volunteers helping us out, and yeah, here on the farm we produce food on around 8 acres. We have 4 polytunnels, 1 propagation tunnel and the 3 production tunnels. This is one of them here. We produce food all year. So there's an acre that goes into potatoes, nearly an acre that goes into brassicas, and we have about half an acre of onions, and keeping the members fed and providing a lot of staple food. So it's not just the high value crops, but we also provide and kind of just to get the resilience of food that can feed the members all year. Yeah, and here at the back of the farm we also have an agroecology field, which the previous farmer Kevin set up about 2 years ago. They planted about 5 rows of trees and 5 meters between each row. The idea being that we'll be planting vegetable crop between the tree rows and creating a symbiosis between the trees and the vegetable crop. As the trees pick up the carbon, they'll be sequestering it into the ground and giving it off to vegetables, meaning we have to prep the ground less, we won't need to till, and hopefully reducing the workload for the farmers and creating a better environment in general. Yeah, here on the farm we also have a lot of support. There's a board that supports us from the financial and legal aspects. We have a steering circle which support us in all the larger infrastructural issues like putting in irrigation or putting up new tunnels. And then we also have support from our European volunteers in the day-to-day tasks of running the farm. This allows us as farmers to focus much more on growing crops and on taking care of the soil and making sure that the crops grow well and healthy. In the end, providing our community with better food, with more nutrients, and yeah, it's a full circle, as I would say.
Hello, so I'm Susan and here is Connor. We are the volunteer coordinators for the European Solidarity Corps program at the Cloughjordan Community Farm.
Hello, I'm Pilar. I'm from Spain and I came here in September 2020, so almost 6 months being here. I really enjoy my experience as a volunteer. I'm doing one personal project, like working on the Instagram for the community and for the farm. I'm working with a partner and we are updating the things that we used to do in the farm, like the harvesting days, our personal projects, and sometimes the kind of vegetables that we have. And I'm just looking forward to have more time here.
So we've been hosting volunteers on Cloughjordan Community Farm for probably about 12 years now, but only in the last couple of years did we discover the benefits of the European Solidarity Corps. The European Solidarity Corps is this incredible, fully funded opportunity for young people between the ages of 18 and 30 to go and work in solidarity with a community organisation anywhere in Europe and in some partnering countries. On the farm, we've had all sorts of volunteers over the last 12 years. We've had woofers and just various people passing through. And obviously, you know, their commitment was always limited by, you know, their financial circumstances, their ability to get accommodation. But now, since we've discovered the European Solidarity Corps, a lot of those issues have been solved. And it's allowed us to kind of give a really great in-depth placement for these volunteers for up to a year on our farm and in our community. And it just creates such a better way of managing and returning the inputs that the volunteers bring to us. You know, it gives us the opportunity to train them in properly and give them a full year's growing experience, as opposed to just having people come for a week or two and then have to go back to their normal lives.
Hi, my name is Chris Kerwin. I'm from Ennis, County Clare. I came to Cloughjordan Community Farm just about last summer. I came here to learn how to grow food organically. I thought it'd be something really good for me to learn how to do. And I'm super excited to be here with like a really great team from across Europe. We have people from Germany, Spain, Belgium. It's a really unique experience to be able to be here. There's a really vibrant and supportive community here in the Eco Village. There's a very unique range of people here that all have their own passions and their own interests, and it makes it a really special place to be spending my time. It's a really, really, really great environment.
The main thing that connects the CSA model and the European Solidarity Corps is the solidarity principle, and a way that both community is supporting agriculture and support the farmers for the entire year commitment on the production, and the volunteers are here and help us during the entire process, but in return we offer and promote a really full learning experience during their placement.
Hi, I'm Miriam. I'm from Belgium and I'll be volunteering here since September now. And I'm really happy to be here because I came here to learn more about the organic way of growing vegetable and its positive impact on the soil health. And I'm learning a lot since I'm here. So yeah, I'm glad to be here with all the volunteers and in this community. It's really enjoyable to experience the life in the community. As a personal project, I'm currently working on the FarmRest software, which aims to help the farmer with their planning task. I'm really glad to take part of this project, and I hope it's going to help the community with the management of the farm.
The integration of the ESC program with the farm's normal activities has had incredible kind of benefits outside of what we originally imagined. You know, we'd started off working with volunteers coming in and really just supporting the farmers with productions. But the ESC volunteers bring so much more to both the farm and the community. We've realized after doing this for a number of years that when we take the time to find the particular interests of the volunteers and and give them the opportunity to kind of share these other skills that they bring with them to the program, the community and the farm benefits much more than just in terms of a bit of additional labor. And that's really kind of made all the difference. You know, the energy that comes with each new group of volunteers and the effect it has on a small rural community that is, like many others, afflicted with a lot of young people leaving town to go to university and find employment. You know, bringing these volunteers in has really kind of replaced a missing demographic in our community and given the opportunities to young people who would otherwise leave to remain in our town.
Hello, my name is Tamara. I moved to Ireland in 2007, at the end of 2007, just before the crash, with my Irish husband. We moved here from Seattle, Washington, the west coast of the United States, and my husband was really desirous of moving home after being away for 24 years. We were very much looking for a community that would have some of the elements that we enjoyed so freely in the United States, and particularly around food, high quality food. So food that was grown with the intention of being highly nutritious, being local, and you know, affordably available to people. I began to work with distribution quite a few years ago for the community farm. I felt that there was a little bit of a lack of care for members. So what members' information that they wanted, the way distribution was operating, I wanted to see things become a little more standardized in that we were responsible for getting things here at a certain time so that members that do travel from, you know, by car here to pick up their vegetables would always have vegetables available when they arrived. So we are right now in the winter season, and the distribution is quite much smaller than it will be in the summer and autumn seasons. At this time of year, it's really important to be eating vegetables that are very warming to our bodies, and we have a lot of root vegetables. So we have a wonderful supply of root vegetables available to members right now. We have the carrots, potatoes, parsnips, onions, all these are vegetables that have been solar receptors for a very long period of time, so they're very warming to the body. If over here we have our green section, and it's quite limited at this particular time of the year. So we have some salads, we will have some leeks, we have things like kohlrabi, we have a variety of greens, but they're much smaller, and we encourage people to be working with the vegetables that are seasonal. So our farm is definitely a seasonal vegetable. We provide seasonal vegetables, and we don't really operate like a supermarket where you can get anything that you want at any time. So our members will come to the coach house on 2 days a week to collect their vegetables, and if they need to come twice a week, they can do that. We don't do a box scheme. Vegetables are available to members just to take what they would like. Members are asked to sanitize because we're in COVID season, and so everyone sanitizes before they come in, and we restrict the entrance into the coach house to 2 people so that we can social distance while we're here. So the distribution system has been working really well over the years. We keep fine-tuning things so that it gets better and better. I also produce a harvest report twice a week, which I let members know what vegetables they'll find in the coach house on that day. And in addition to that, I often include lots of recipes, lots of tips, because members come across vegetables here that they've never used in their life before, so they don't know what to do with them. So the harvest report is a real benefit, and people seem to really enjoy. Not everyone reads it, but those that do are really appreciative of having the harvest report, and I think membership is quite content with how things are working.
Hi there, my name is Josh. I'm from Dublin in Ireland. I was previously a volunteer as part of the ESC scheme with Cloughjordan Community Farm. That was between September and November 2020.
and I've since decided to stay on because my experience here was so positive. Yeah, I just really enjoyed the intrinsic values that are shown throughout life here: community, good food, security, and resilience. So for me, it was a no-brainer to come back. The farm has been really supportive since I've come back here. Basically just helped me out, get my feet in the ground, get a livelihood going. I'm starting a position as one of the project coordinators for the new initiative Open Food Hub in the We Create Centre in the Eco Village, and I was also tasked with putting this video together to tell the story of our CSA, so I really hope you've enjoyed it. I'll just wrap up here basically by saying thank you. We're very happy to be a part of all of this. We're online on our website at cloughjordancommunityfarm.ie, and if you're on any social medias, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, you can find us by searching Cloughjordan Community Farm. Usually have updates going on those, just the day-to-day activity really. Also, if you're under 30 years of age, have a look through the ESC programme and see if you qualify to apply and come and spend time on our farm. You've heard all about it through this video, so hopefully that'll give you an insight and the motivation to reach out to us. And finally, just a note really more for the future, when we can travel and gather again, you're of course more than welcome to come visit us here, spend time with us and see it for yourself in person. Thanks a mil.